Today, Freeland's done fucking around. It's time to get huge. So to that end, level 255 today. What was I? Like 107 or something. I can't remember what exactly it was. But to that end, I decided, fuck it. I actually asked you guys, and all of you guys said, we don't care at all. None of us care. No one cares. So, to that end, I decided main thing I wanted to pump was endurance so that I could wear whatever I wanted to. That's the main thing. And keep the fast roll for the hell of it. Pumped up my attunement for the hell of it again because I'm probably not even going to be using any of these. But they're there, just to have them there. Main thing probably is just the fact that I have 80 strength and 70 vitality. And 40 dexterity, that's adding a little bit too. So that's pretty much it. That's the only thing I really raised. But whether that is of any great substance is up to you. Alright. Let's see what the hell this thing was. Oh, look at that. It's the shit that I'm not going to be wearing. Good for Xanthaus. Good old Xanthaus. Alright. I have no idea where I'm going to be going today. I have no plans. Yesterday I was going to record this. Like, I've been doing a lot of Patreon rewards, in case you've been wondering where the hell I've been. Which I hate because this is my favorite month of the year, and it's being ruined by having to do everyone's dumb anime girl drawings. It's always anime girls, too. It's either anime girls or it's Sonic characters. It's one of those two things. I guess because I don't do them normally, people want me to... I don't know. I can't possibly gather what value people place in these things, but whatever. Alright, but let's see. But point being, yesterday I was going to do this, but since I got the new embers, I'll show that off real fast. Let's do that. Since I got the new embers, I'm finally able to upgrade all my shit. So I just went through and upgraded everything that I could get my hands onto. Including, even shields and shit like that. And if you don't know, the process of upgrading, I've mentioned this before, but the process of upgrading everything in the game, which I don't have everything in the game yet, obviously. Like, I just picked up that shit. It takes a long time. Especially whenever your mouse doesn't like running macros the way that it should. I really like my old G500 mouse, Logitech, but it ended up breaking, so I can't use it actively, aside from using a I guess I could have dragged it out of a closet or something, I guess, but... Anyways, point being, I had to do it all by hand, and it took about 2 hours, I guess, to be able to get all of it done, because you also had to do things like go in the cheat engine and find the address values of your, resources that you're using, which include souls, all the Titanite chunks, the dragon... Titanite and the demon Titanite and everything. It just takes forever. So yesterday I got a huge headache from doing that, and I already had one, so I just ended up falling asleep like 2 times. You don't care. None of you care. Let's go. Okay, so where are we going today? We've gotten through with the archives. That was the first thing that we knocked out because we needed the embers. So now either we can go to New Londo, we can go to Skeleton Adventure Caves, or we can go down to Fire City, where the demons are pretty. They're not pretty at all down there, actually. That's going to be enraging. Let's not do that. Let's go Skeleton Adventures. Why not? Actually, none of these options sound good. I feel like I'm going to be angry at all of them, which is probably what you guys want. It's not what I want. I don't want that at all. I'm scared. I'm scared for the fear of my anger. Alright, that Freeland is mighty now, so it shouldn't matter one way or the other. But it will. It will. Hey, friend. How are you, friend? Bye. Don't mind the fact that he's giant, menacing, covered in blood and anger. He's fine. Nor Velka. Velka is also fine. Alright, first step is going to be getting through the catacombs getting through the catacombs once again. Shouldn't be too difficult, since I know the shortcut involves breaking my ankles. Everything's going to be good. If Freeland looks a little bit different, she is a little bit different. But there's no need to focus on that. Alright. So, not too many questions to cover today. Most of the comments from last time were, mainly just you guys talking about the ending. Yeah, I see you. Do you see me? You can tell what the hell's going on. I go, no, sirs, madams. It's quite inappropriate. But most of you guys didn't really have anything to say exactly. There were two main topics of discussion. One was, ha ha ha, LOL. I like the video ending, it's funny. I like the video. And the other topic of discussion was, I like Monster Hunter, Plague's making me uncomfortable. And those were the two topics of discussion, the end. Oh yeah, Phantoms, that's what it was. God, will you guys get the hell out of here? Alright. Let me concentrate for a moment. Whoops. Oh well. Huh, well, okay. Then we roll here. Then we don't die. We don't die. We don't die. Would you get the hell out of here? Little cheating bitches. Slapping at me while I'm trying to heal. Because I'm doing a shortcut because they can't be killed because they're skeletons because they can fall and whatever. What a bunch of dicks. Go, no. I see you. I remember that what happened that one time. Look how fucking sly I am. I'm so sexy and agile like a cat. Like a nubile cat. Frillid's too powerful for this. Enough of this shit. Alright. But those are the two topics of discussion, so not too much to cover in regards to that. There's a few other things that I do want to cover today. I don't want to make this too long of an episode. The reason why I haven't been releasing too many episodes is not only because I've been making Dragon Ball videos, but also just because of the fact that... Yeah, I already picked that up over there. Because of the fact that... I wonder if they're following you. Okay, good. Is because of the fact that I've been doing all those stupid, reward images. And in case anyone did not know, I did a podcast with the boys. The Blackface boys, the... ooh. Oh, they can see me! Uh-oh, I forgot. It's dark here, but not for them. Oh, what does that mean for Freelid? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, that's not good at all. This is an ill omen. Portents abound for Freelid. Okay, let's just hang out here for a second. And this... Maybe we'll have some visitors. Maybe that's how this is gonna work. Let's make sure that we open up invitations here, and we'll just wait and see what happens. Nothing bad's gonna happen, though. No, nothing bad would happen. Why would anything bad happen? But I did a podcast with Super Best Friends Play. You can check it out on their website, or whatever, I guess. Whatever that entails. I don't care. I don't fucking care. Alright. So it appears that we are fine for a moment. Let's proceed onward. Usually I rush through this area. Like, I know a specific route where you can just rush past all the skeletons, but since this has changed, you know, the skeletons are much more angrier. And also apparently really stupid. 2 of them just died. Since that is the case, I want to avoid any unforeseen complications regarding my own death. Like, here's the place where you would roll off, and it would carry you straight to the next bonfire. Yeah, there you are, you miserable fucks. Come on, you giant skeleton cucks. Stop firing arrows into me. I see you, you son of a bitch. They're all over the place, too. Tell you what. Let's just sit here for a moment, because they will most assuredly show up one way or the other. Or they will at least kill themselves. Let's watch him for a while, just to see what new dance moves he can come up with. In the meantime, Neorupo says you could always call those people feature hoarders. And that is in regards to me talking about fans latching on to features that you could easily get rid of. By the way, I fixed my controller. Like, the RB button works now because I had to unscrew the entire thing and replace the buttons, which apparently is a very well-known flaw of Xbox controllers because they keep using substandard parts in regards to their RB and LB buttons. And it's usually the RB button because that one obviously gets used the most. Okay, I guess they're not going to be coming. They're not going to be coming hard or fast anytime soon. Oh, they can't get up this thing. That's probably what it is. That's probably what it is. Oh boy. But yeah, you could call those people feature hoarders. It's not exactly the same thing, because what I was talking about was more so not that they are hoarding the features, so much as they were attempting to bargain to keep the feature, even if it wasn't working. So if you introduce... I forget what the example I was using was, and I'm not even quite as angry as I should be to be able to talk about it right now. But if you have a really dumb feature that's actually working against your system... Oh yeah, it's been so long since I've done this legitimately that I forgot how in the world to even... There's Patches, we're just going to ignore him. That I forgot how to get down here normally. It's almost as fast. But I'm going to sit down here, just in case. We're going to fix this. Everything's going to be okay. But I was talking... those are two different things. People that hoard the features, that is... Oh, well, the prior game had this. You can't get rid of it, and even if the developers say, well, we move past that. That doesn't even support what the player is supposed to do in this game anymore. But players will still outcry, well, we want it, even if it's something as stupid as, you know, like split damage weapons, or like a mechanic that coincides with the leveling up, or whatever it happens to be. I'm sure you can think of your own examples. Or has absolutely... Oh, Jesus. Jesus. Oh. Nah. They are not happy at all. No, sirs. There we go. See how fast and cat-like I am? So goddamn sexy is what I am. I have the Pierce shield just in case. My idea was, well, I'll show it off, and since this is so slow, maybe if it comes up, I can use this. But this is kind of shitty. I don't think I've ever seen anyone actually use this legitimately. I do like that. I like having little offhand weapons or something that are not particularly good, but they can surprise people. But it's never really been that much of a thing in Dark Souls. You can sort of do it sometimes, but it doesn't really work the way that it probably should. I've forgotten. There's no way of getting back up here unless you do this. I think... No. Wait. Isn't it this? Yes. Oh, it has been a while. Because usually I grab everything and blast through the area so fast that I don't even think about it. Okay. And at least the fact that they're all giant, menacing red skeletons of doom is helping somewhat. Get out of here. Okay. And this doesn't go anywhere, but I wanted to check just in case. See these fuckers? Fuckers! Motherfucker skeleton! No. Not gonna go down there just yet. Ah, you miserable fucks. I'm gonna kill you, and I'm gonna enjoy it. Love that move. That old Demon Souls move. Okay. Let's get up here before these arrows pierce my tender, succulent bottom. But yeah, those are two different things. People that hoard the features and people that try to bargain to keep a feature that was never worth having in the first place. Like a fucking cat like I am. Meow. Yeah. That fast roll really comes in handy. I'm wearing the stupid ninja ring is what I'm doing. In case you're wondering why my tiny cat feet were not making any noise. God, it's so bright that I couldn't even see the ladder. I just knew that it was there. Okay, But those are two different things. There is a distinction between people that are actually trying to accrue features, build them up over a series of games, and people that are trying to bargain with developers to keep something that is actually broken in the first place and is working against itself. Even if everyone hates it, people still try to bargain to keep it. Well, what do you know? Look at that. People will still try to bargain to keep it just for the hell of it, for some reason. It's like, just because it's there, we need to make sure that it stays there. Maybe it's a human evolution thing, where it's like hoarders. Like, hoarders, I imagine that's actually a good evolutionary thing to have in yourself, because historically, people that would hoard things, even if they don't think, well, we don't need this or anything like that, you still have them. So it's good to be able to have resources just lying around, just in case one day something happens, it was useful to have it there. It's just that these days, you can just get things for money, and it's so easy that that evolutionary mechanic works against you. And I guess it's sort of the same way with these mechanic hoarders, or whatever you want to call them, the feature hoarders or the feature bargainers. They want things to want them. So maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But they exist. And just remember that they do exist, because if I bring it up again, I will definitely bring it up again. So, Covenant of Artorias. Nice. One of the reasons why I did not... I would have done it again. I would have... That's the reason why I avoided the forest. Is because I was thinking to myself, well, I can't do that yet because of Sif, right? Like I'm using that's what my brain tells me. But it wouldn't have even been there. So even if I had chosen to do that beforehand and killed Sif, he would have dropped nothing. Or he probably would have dropped like a soul of a brave knight or something stupid. And that would have made me angry. So it's a good thing that this happened. So I wouldn't be angry. Well, let's be honest. I'll be angry one way or the other. But, you know. It'll be about something else. Not about that. Not about puppies, specifically. That's what's most important of all. Okay. Can't really deal with you just yet. Or at all, actually. At all. Let's... Oh, thank you. What a nice young man. Let's do that for the hell of it. Okay, and no, I'm not going to forget about this area. Haha, you can't do it. Loser. Okay, this is going to be fun because in some ways this is going to make it easier. Because they're all coming. Except for that one boy over there. Oh, they are so angry. Look how fucking intense they all are. Look at this one asshole over here. Just staring at the fucking corner. Well, I don't want to hear... I hear him, but I don't much care. He's the one that everyone... They all make fun of him. He's like Reggie. He's Reggie the skeleton. They all make fun of him behind his back. And they all pretend like, you know, he doesn't know, but he knows. He knows what he is. So he just intentionally excludes himself from the rest of the group because, well, they don't like me anyways. This is just my life now. Can't much have that. Let's see. Can't much have that. Oh yeah, that's right. So let's fix Reggie's problem. Because that's not the way to solve your problems. Reggie, this is not the way. If they're making fun of you and you're not respected, then the only way of actually addressing that is to either confront it or move away from the problem in the first place. Don't immerse yourself in it, Reggie. Reggie, stand up and fight for yourself. Reggie, you're not learning. Stand up and fight for yourself. There you go. Good Reggie. There he goes. He learned. What a good boy Reggie is. Okay. Reggie is a good boy. I exacerbated the problem for no reason other than I wish to. Let's see what happens. Everything's fine. Everything is A-okay. Everything's A-okay. Freeland's a cat. Freeland's a mighty cat. Freeland's got 9 lives. Yeah. Actually, he has infinite lives, but you get the idea. Alright, maybe we should leave Larry alone for a bit. Let him do his thing. Meanwhile, Jesus, maybe I shouldn't have been screwing. I forgot that they respawn. Well, I didn't forget, but it's like, it's not gonna matter because Dark Souls. I'll just avoid that area. But no, everything's angry, so... they might follow me into this hole. Or they might subsist upon the hole. Who can say? Either way, it's probably not gonna be good. Maybe this will be easier if I backstep. Wow, I got all of them one hit. Impressive, Freeland. You mighty cat. Hey, Larry! Just never learns. Larry's such a loser. Larry the loser. Wait, no, he was Reggie the loser. I can't even remember his name. What a fucking loser. Alright. Let's see what this is. It's a single red Titanite chunk. That was worth it. Loving this mod every day. And what does Andre number 50 have? Another another red Titanite chunk. Alright. We're operating on a high level now. Okay. Now let's actually get into the topics of discussion, I guess. How much you want to bet there's going to be a million dudes? Oh no, they just... Oh, okay. Alright. Good for them. They just left me alone. So I guess I'm actually just going to reset. Look at that. Everything worked out alright. Look at that. Alright. Alright. Colin... I'll just say Colin. You have some sort of mess of a last name that I don't much care to try to pronounce. It has like a dash too, like you're one of those hyper-liberal women back in the 90s that wanted to put a fucking dash like 15 times in their names. I'm sure you have your own reasons, but they're probably ones that I do not respect because I'm a monster. Right? Right. Alright, come here, Skelebeast. But Colin says, because you mentioned it, Plague, what sort of changes would you make to split damage type weapons? I know in your last playthrough, it seemed like maybe I had this in a... Maybe it's something that I... Ooh. No, come on. It seemed like this might have been a question that I had from my notes from... Come on, roll. That might have been a question I had in my notes last time that I didn't get to. I can't remember. But I know in your last playthrough you wanted more mechanics like blessed weapons killing the necromancer-controlled skeletons in one blow. Maybe not one blow, but... the way that they work is they keep them from reviving is how they actually work. They don't kill them in one blow, obviously. And fire weapons could ignite oil and stuff like oil urns and Bloodborne. Another example is that frost-imbued weapons could slow enemy movement, so on. What the hell's going on? Oh no, this bug. Oh, I remember that bug. I encountered this whenever I was playing on stream with Nick. I can't remember what the actual cause was. I should be able to fix it if I quit out. Which might create some problems and crash the game. Fun adventures for Freeland. Okay, come on. There we go, okay, good. Alright, but yeah, this is another feature, this is sort of what I'm talking about, the trying to retain features rather than just getting rid of the damn things. Split damage weapons, my solution to the split damage weapons is to just get rid of the damn things. They don't really serve much of a purpose. Like, my preferred method is just having weapon modifiers or upgrades, or whatever you want to call them, that actually do things that are utility-based rather than changing how the game calculates damage. Because right now, for example, I am using... Remember this lightning spear that I used for a hellacious amount of time because all the enemies were like 4 times or 5 times stronger than they should have been? So I had to use this for a long time because we didn't have access to any upgrades, because all that shit was in the archives. Like, this lightning spear and this normal spear have nearly the same AR. The lightning spear has slightly higher AR, and the spear is fully upgraded, etc. But normally, this is what irritates me. this spear is fully upgraded now, but normally wouldn't be. So the lightning spear is easier to upgrade, but this one eventually overtakes it in terms of actual damage. But its AR is actually smaller. So if you come across an enemy that doesn't have any lightning resistance or something, then it would actually do more damage than this would, even though they're both fully upgraded. But normally, since because of the upgrade thing, this would probably do more damage for most of the game until you get the larger embers. At which point, this would probably overtake it as long as you had the resources. This is what they made it for. But at the midpoint of the game, whenever they're both sort of near the same level of upgrades, then if you encounter something that has strong lightning resistance, then this would actually do less damage. So it just becomes this game of, you know, just looking at you hit an enemy and they take 150 damage or something, and then you switch to your non-lightning weapon and they take 151 damage, and you well, I better use this one for these particular enemies, and then you come across a different enemy type, and oh, this one is 143 or whatever. I find no value in that at all. I find absolutely no value in it. This is one of those things, it's just a lazy way of, I've talked about this many times before, but it's a lazy way of trying to make a system have a little bit more depth than no depth at all. Whereas if you just got rid of that and made it more about, sure, it's a lightning weapon, but it has the same exact damage calculations as a normal spear. The only difference, of course, then you have to address the problem of, well, what advantage does a normal spear have? But that's another problem. But you could say that the lightning buff does something like, it creates a lingering lightning effect on enemies that, I'm making something up off the top of my head, that if they were to enter water, or you were to throw a water urn at them or something, it would stun them. Like, that would be a utility-based upgrade. So it's actually the same weapon, and you could even, like, slot it out. Like, you don't have two individual weapons. Instead, you just have the one spear, but it has slots inside of it. Like materia slots or something. Gem slots from Bloodborne, for example. That's another discussion that I have later on for someone else's... Actually, it's the very next one. But you could slot those in and out so that it now becomes an elemental... Like you have an elemental slot, and you put in a lightning path upgrade gem or something. And it gives it that property. And then you could just take it out and then put in a fire one for a different kind. Like, I find that to be way more interesting and way more useful and far less obnoxious myself. So, personally, I would just get rid of the damn things because I find no value in them at all. It's just a stopgap to try to create depth where there otherwise is none at all because the upgrade path system is not very creative. I would almost like to say if you had to retain it in some way, but you don't have to. So I'm not going to, because that would be feature hoarding. And there's no reason to do that. Hello, Patches.
Good day. You look reasonably sane. What are you doing in the Catacombs? Are you a cleric or something?
Tell you, Freeland's so fucking beefy. It's kind of out of hand, actually. No.
No? Really?
Actually, I think it reset our properties. Find stash of treasure right in that hole. That's right. But first, yeah, don't mind me. Just gonna fix Freeland's fucking face. Just gonna fix Freeland's fucking face. This is how you do it, guys. Right now, what I'm using is... the physique type doesn't matter, but right now her head properties are 1.5 for chest, 0 waist, and then 1.5 for hands and legs. But anytime that you reload or anything like that, you gotta fix her fucking face. And you gotta face away from Patches, or else you will obliterate Patches' butthole.
There. That hole. Take a closer look.
I did not... Whoa, 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 what are you doing? What are you doing? Just randomly attacked. I didn't even have my hand on the controller. That was weird. That's another Dark Souls bug that you tell people exists and they don't believe that it exists. Like, no, you totally did it.
Where's the issue? What's your problem? Take a peep in the hole and check out that treasure.
I wonder what would happen if you Freeland, what are you doing? Like, I seriously did not even have my hands anywhere... Like, I'm holding the controller, but I had my hands nowhere near those buttons. I think that's just a... Hold on, let me talk to him again. I can probably replicate it.
Where's the issue?
What if she attacks after he's done with his dialogue?
Take a peep in the hole and check
that
out
treasure.
the treasure.
No, she... Oh, there she goes. Look at that. Discovered a bug and the way to replicate it. For some reason, she just attacks for no reason after he's done with his dialogue. I wonder why. That's kind of amazing. But I was curious what would happen if I pushed him into this hole. Oh, what? Oh, my RB button isn't working now. But this button is. This button is, though. What the fuck is going on? Well, I can't attack anyone now. That's good. What if... No. No, that's not good at all. Yeah. That's gonna be an issue. Because if I can't attack enemies with anything other than my R2... Oh, good old Dark Souls, I love you so much. I really don't want to have to make individual files to roll everything back and fix this shit. But I might have to... Hold on, actually. Let me try something. I love doing this shit. It kind of almost feels like it's a stream or something. Because I'm having to fix everything on the fly. Let's lock that this time. Reload. And maybe the fact that I talked to him was the cause of that in the first place. Come on, game, crash. Can't wait for it to crash. See, there we go. I just had to restart... I had to reload the file for some bizarre reason. Now I can kick Patches. Come on, Patches. You need to go in the hole. Let's push you in this hole. There you go. There, now he has the treasure. Good for him. Wow, he's mighty fast. He got right back up there really fast. He's a regular Sanic the... Sanic the Hyena Hulk. It's been a while since I've seen this cinematic.
This is what I do, my friend. The trinkets I'll be stripping off
So
your
quiet.
corpse, that's the real treasure.
I can barely hear him. Since I have to lower the audio whenever I make the videos so that I can actually talk over everything, I'm almost certain that you guys will not be able to hear him at all right there. Oh, shit, forgot. Oh, you son of a bitch. Nah. Nice heal. Get off me, son of a bitch. Don't make Freeland whip out her fucking cat skills on you. Fucking mumbles and whatever the fuck I called the other one. Bunch of couple of dumbasses, what you are. Oh, I didn't hit him. I wanted to use my fucking stupid spike shield. Come over here, I want to use my spike shield on. No, don't try to hit me whenever I'm healing. That's not nice. Haha. I killed him with it. What a loser. Oh, it's the small things. Alright, let's see what this pile of randomized shit gives me. Shit. Dragon Crest Shield. So at least we got one nice thing out of it. It's almost like the game has been turned into like a loot box or something. Now where the fuck did... Where did she go? No, she's right here, isn't she? Yeah, okay, here she is. Alright, I don't think I've ever killed them before I talked to her. Let's see what happens. Oh, it just skips it.
Did you? It pains me to think of the trouble my failings have caused. I am certain that both Vince and Nico are grateful to you. Thank you so very much. Here.
I'm certain they're grateful for you brutally murderizing them and flattening them into hilarious pancakes. Okay. Now, if this mod worked differently, it would be hilarious to just flatten her into a pancake right now, which I really am struggling to resist the urge to do. But then we would miss out on more randomized items. Oh, we don't want that, do we?
I'm certain that both
So
Vince
grateful.
and Nico are grateful to you. Thank you so
Well, if I had to be
much.
flattened into a pancake, maybe I would want it to be with Freeland. Maybe that's what I would want. How would you guys want to go? Would you want to go just being fucking annihilated by Freeland's giant booty? Muscular booty? A single, well, 5 silver coin. Oh, thank goodness. At last. Now I can buy those Twinkies. Like it just falls over. Watch him just... Oh, come on. You didn't do the right one. And now you will face the punishment. Oh, come on. I don't want your disco fever attack. I want you to fall over like an idiot. Oh, for God's sakes. What a disappointment. Terrible. They look like... Whenever they're red like that, they look like a really unhealthy dump. Like you just took a big coiled up turd that had like... It has like those balls on it where it... Like all the shit's been like congregating into your colon. It's been forming the wrong way, but it's also like bloody for some reason. And it makes you really worried. Like, look at them. Look at them. They're just big turds, except they have like hands. You know, like normal turds do. Like if you've been, for some reason, like eating a bunch of raw spaghetti. I don't know if that's what happens. I don't think I've ever done any such thing like that. I've never had a poop that looks unhealthy like that, though. But I imagine, look at him! Look at him! Just flatten out doo-doo pile. Okay. Perhaps I've taken this LP in the wrong direction. But that's what they look like. That's what they are. That's their life. Okay. But yes, Colin, that's how how I would fix them. I would get rid of that system. Because I don't like... Hold on. Before I get ahead of myself. Because this goes along with the next thing. If you wanted to keep split damage in some ways, like having variable damage based on your build or what you're doing to your weapon, that's fine. That is absolutely fine. I don't want to say that everything should have fixed damage or anything like that, because that itself is also sort of boring. But I think I would fix it, like, remember I was saying that you could slot elements into your weapons, or like a gem system, sort of like Bloodborne did, which is going to lead to my next question. So you could have other things that augment your weapons in different ways that also do adjust the amount of damage it does. Like it gives a little bit of negative damage, or it gives plus damage, but it does something else. Like you gain plus 25 damage, but your weapon animations are slightly slower, or, you know, it's something like that. Like, just off the top of my head. So, just anything that has adjustments like that. So, I think that's the proper way of doing it. So, Peace to Pasta Coalition, who has left comments before because I recognize your dumb name. Your name's dumb, which is why it's good. People don't understand this about me. If I say something is dumb, usually it's a positive thing, which most people don't really understand. Whenever I compliment things, it's often by saying, that's super dumb, I love that. Like, Dragon Ball Super is super dumb. But I like that about it. The fact that it's stupid. Hold on, let me go ahead and get Patches out of the way here.
Oh, you... Well, let's just calm down. Talk about things. I did you wrong, but I didn't mean it. These temptations, they can, well, overcome me. You know what I mean, don't you? Please, forgive me. You and me, we're jolly undead outcasts, aren't we?
We're jolly... I like the fact that you're answering yes or no questions, too. We're both jolly dead outcasts, aren't we? No, we're not. I'll briefly mention... Right now, I want a killing. But because I have my completionist tendencies, you lose access to things if you actually try to enjoy yourself. So you can't do this. Which is one of the criticisms I've always had at Souls games. And even if it's content, I don't know. I don't know what to do about that. Because it can even be things like having an entire... Like, even if they don't give you anything at the end of their quest chain, you're still missing out on a ton of, like, story content. maybe it's framed better if they're doing something that's hostile. Like if they're actually impeding you in some way, so it's actually beneficial to kill them. That might make it better. I don't know. I'm thinking out loud as far as like design goes. There's no yes or no thing with this, but as far as getting items go, like Patches is a minor exception because you can kill him and get the sort of core item, which is I think a crescent axe and like one other thing that you can buy from him later on. But he's a vendor, so you lose access to the fact that he vends items. So you shouldn't really kill him. And there's no real way of getting around that other than just not making NPCs like this vendors. But whatever.
For heaven's sake, let's not mope about, eh? You're still alive?
Toby, like... What if it concerned him that I took like a minute and a half to answer his question?
Proves something, doesn't it?
So if you say no, you get shit from him. He'll be fine. Okay. Pizza Pasta Coalition says, "Hey Plague, what are your thoughts on the bludgeon system in Bloodborne? I initially thought it was an interesting idea, along with everyone else, I'm sure. Whenever I first heard it, before I knew anything about it, like this is way before the game was released, when I had information I probably shouldn't have had. What are your thoughts on the Bloodborne system? I too initially thought, oh, that's a good idea, because that'll fix so many things. But we saw what happened. Like, the gem system in Bloodborne is probably one of the worst implementations of a system that I've ever seen in a Souls game. Probably most games. Initially thought it was an interesting idea since they provided certain benefits and utilities in addition to extra damage, but whatever gains or utilities they gave you were minuscule even with higher ranking gems. It just seemed to devolve into cramming whatever gems gave you the most damage, repeating the same upgrade problem as the Souls games. Yep, that's exactly what it was. And in addition to that... Oh, Jesus. In addition to that, it also had the problem of forcing everyone into the Chalice dungeons. And you actually had to grind to be able to get this shit. Which was an additional problem because you don't want grinding in a game like this. Like, we're not playing an MMO or something. Oh, right, the fog wall. They can't get through it. Forgot. Okay. I wonder if I can outshoot the shooter. Let me get rid of this stupid sword. Get out of here. Alright. What if I can shoot him before he shoots me? The answer is no. But I wonder if I can. Considering that I can't see him at all. It's right there. Make sure. Here it comes! Now I can't hit him from there. So I should be okay. This is one of the things I would do in my... Like, this is not efficient at all. Right here, right there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I don't think I'm gonna be able to hit him this way. Yeah, I just can't see him well enough. Plus the drop... Actually, the problem might have been that he wasn't being rendered. Which might have been the actual issue. Because the game does do that. It does have that problem... No, hold on. Oh, fuck you. There we go. I just wanted to do that. There's no clean way of outshooting one of these NPCs since they never have to stop and they never run out of ammo. That's not really a complaint exactly, it's just kind of a nuisance, I suppose. Alright, I might be able to hit these dudes through this. But yes, I know, you're very angry. I would be angry about this fog wall too. Alright, let's wait for the other one. But the Bloodborne gem system, yeah, obviously it did not work out the way that it was supposed to. If anyone doesn't know, the Bloodborne gem system basically is, what? Oh, okay, one of the other guys. Yeah, see, there he is. What an asshole. Oh, I'm gonna get you, I'll go avenge Reggie. No, you're not. Oh, here comes more. Here comes the Black Knight. He suddenly decided that he wanted to see me. Good for him. Good for him. you stop? They're just attacking in the vain hope, well, it'll come near me someday. Motherfucker. Look at this asshole. Bitch. And there's still the Black Knight behind him. What an amazing sequence of gameplay this is. Fog walls were such a good idea. No, no, don't do that. I'm also afraid of accidentally jumping off the ledge, is what I'm doing. But the Bloodborne gem system, sorry, weapons had individual slots like materia slots, whatever you want to call them. And you could insert these gems that you got via gameplay into them, and they would usually just raise damage. Is usually what they would actually do. But they sometimes would do something slightly different, but usually it just came down to raising damage. Did that kill him? It didn't kill him, wow. There we go, okay. Oh, wow. The covetous silver serpent ring, which is... No. No, yes. No? Which one is it? I can't remember which one. Is it the gold or the silver one that's actually in Sin's Fortress? But the other one is supposed to be over here, and that's where I'm about to go. A few feet from here, actually. So that's super weird. But he also gave me a Black Knight halberd. Good for him. Alright, so yeah, obviously that was not a good idea. And I shouldn't even have to explain why. Like, it just came down to accessorizing your weapon with more and more and more damage. And in PvP, it... What the hell? Oh, yeah, I still have this stupid thing on. Throw magic shield, good for me. It just came... In PvP, that became sort of a problem for people that actually could find PvP in the first place. Because... Ooh, mysteries abound. That was 2 surprises for 1. Because I'm so used to aligning myself in a certain way that I didn't quite notice it. Oh, a silver pen. Look at that. Good for me. Okay. Let's get that out of the way. Let's actually clear you guys for the hell of it. Let's clear you big poo-poo columns. Not that I'm judging you for being giant poo-poo columns. Very unhealthy ones, for that matter. Like, this is like if you have cancer or something, I'd imagine. I don't know much about cancer victims' patients' poo-poo, but I would imagine it looks sort of like that. Okay. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Are they? Oh, they're just falling off safely. I don't want them to fall safely. I want them to fall dangerously. It looks like that one's leading the other one along by a leash. Don't you poise through all my... Oh, you son of a bitch. Oh, you piece of fucking shit. Tell you, it doesn't matter what version of the game you're running. Those things are always broken. Because if they stun you with that one very fast hit, they can combo into that other attack that does... It, like even now, will deal almost all of your health and damage. I say even now, but they are dealing like 5 times the amount of normal damage they would do. So, I guess that's to be expected. Alright. Oh, for fuck's sake, what was that? Did he just leap across the fucking world? Patches. Patches. You're not supposed to be here. Like, that multi-hit attack where they sort of bite the air several times in a row does a tremendous amount of damage. Like, you don't want to fuck with that. That's the thing that you should actually be frightened. These are probably the most broken enemies in the game. In terms of the amount of damage they can do and how... Like, you're locked into facing them forward. Like, you can't even really get behind them, exactly. I really don't need you here, too. Don't need these arrows at the same time. I'm gonna get hit by it. Oh, no, okay. Leaned into it. That's good. Alright, maybe that Black Knight is gone now, too. I don't know. Alright. But my thoughts on the Blood Gen system, my general thoughts, obviously, are that it was a very bad system because they focused on damage. Accessorizing damage and doing math equations, which you don't want to do. Blood Gen system could have been amazing. Like, it could have been something that augments the properties of what your weapon is actually doing, which would have made it incredibly interesting. Like, especially if it adjusted things like animation speeds, or, you know, whether they can freeze enemies or slow down enemy animations or something. Just whatever idea you want. You could have done that and just made it so that there were like rings, where there was just a certain amount of... Ooh, didn't see you. There's only a certain amount of these gems in the game, you just had to find them. And there were gems that you could find in the game. They were just shitty, low tier... It's like playing a modern, like, loot crate first-person shooter or something, where you find a green rarity. Like, that's what they were. Like, the stuff early on in the game you find are just, like, common variety gems. It's an awful system. That's just not the way to handle it. But yeah, it could have been the exact thing that I'm talking about there, where you accessorize it with other things that just change its utility. Which you can run into problems with. Like, say, if you take a dagger and Plutonite sled. If you take a dagger and you put a gem on it that does something like makes animation speeds 25% more than what they normally would be. By the way, this is the way that you're supposed to be able to see that there's a bonfire down there. See? In case you've never noticed that. You could do that, and I could foresee that being a problem, because you don't want to have something that attacks you a million goddamn times a second, obviously. So that could be an issue. No. I like it whenever they just suicide. They're so incredibly aggressive that they just kill themselves in the process. Those are my favorite. Oh. Maybe if I jump. Nope. Nope. Still angry. The natives are still restless. Always leery about this, because often enemies can attack you, but you can't attack them like that. Because they can clip through the fucking wall, because their models are gigantic. Whereas you actually have to abide by the rules. You actually have to think about what you're doing. Whereas little special princess here just, bah, 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 I win again, I'm the best, bah. They're assholes. They're just assholes. Alright, let's clear this out a little bit before I start worrying about anything else. This crown ring, interesting, that it would be down here. So long, my friend. I'm not gonna worry too much about my blood stain. That was close. Ah, Jesus Christ almighty. Oh, for fuck's sake. Fuck me. Fuck my ass. Fucking beast skeletons. They can fly. They can fly. It's crazy. Alright, actually, there's not too many other items to pick up here, so it doesn't really matter too much. But yeah, if you're gonna fix the gem system, like, really, to be honest, if I wanted to fix Dark Souls, I would have a gem system. That's one thing that I would actually do. But I would not use the Bloodborne gem system, obviously, because the Bloodborne gem system is just a toxic pile of rotting shit. I don't know why they chose to design it that way. I guess because they were doing the Chalice dungeons, they thought randomized content's a good idea. It's never a good idea whenever you're doing a three-dimensional game. If it's 2D, it's fine, because 2D games always use the same content everywhere. So randomizing that is not that big of a deal. It actually works fairly well. It's not seamless or anything, but it works fairly well. With a 3D game, everything is so incredibly precise that it just ends up being just Lego pieces everywhere, is what it actually is. So kind of just a waste of time. Like, the Chalice dungeons were miserable. I didn't even have to do all of them. Like, I'm not like... I wasn't doing like, testing or writing a guide. Poor German spy. So I didn't have to force myself into the deepest, darkest trenches of the fucking gem system archives down there. But even then, like, I was enraged by having to do it. Not having to do it, but whenever I chose to participate in it, it was just terrible. Absolutely horrendous. No fun at all. Oh yeah, I forgot about that stupid fucking thing up there. Come on, boys. Oh, no, 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 no. Freely. Come on, come on, come on. For fuck's sake. God. I'll tell you, if you miss with this thing. Gosh. I should have turned in those fire... That's the thing I forgot to do. There was one more thing I forgot to do, is to turn in those stupid Firekeeper souls. Let's see. I'm gonna have to get that item by going up here. So this is gonna take me a minute. Oh, for fuck's sake. Jesus Christ. Took all of my health. Like, left a smidge. Just as, like, a middle finger. Alright, but yeah, I think I've covered that enough. The way that they handled the gym system and slotting things, great idea, handled in the worst possible way you could ever handle that idea. Like, really, if they're... It was handled in the same way that I would expect a Western game to handle it, as they add loot crates to the game. Really? Stupid. Because that's the sort of thing that I would expect. Like having a bunch of shitty, low-grade equipment modifiers that you carry into PvP, and if you have the very best ones, you can basically one-shot kill people. But if you don't... How am I... God, I can't stop to think because of that fucking arrow. I like it when they fly off edges. Alright, I should have killed him. Nope, it did not. Alright. There we go. Big attacks for big boys. Alright, what the fuck was I just saying? I've got too many thoughts running through my head. Oh, but it seems like a loot crate thing because of that. Because it definitely seems like something that they would add... I'm gonna have to do it this way. That they would add to try to encourage people to buy loot crates that would give you random gem drops or something like that. So it seems like a very Western way of handling it, to try to make more money. But no, just a very asinine decision from a Japanese developer. Don't ask me to explain what their motivation was. Oh, that's what it was. I was trying to explain their motivations. But because all the randomized content, I imagine that's the reason why they did it. Because they felt like, well, we can't just randomize new shit constantly. They thought, well, the only way of dealing with that then would be to have the chalices be where you go to get the higher damage stuff that you want to get. And that's probably the reason why that the gems work the way that they do. Please don't be shooting. Okay, good. There it is. Alright. I hope it doesn't cause me to go careening off the edge. Alright, good. Thank goodness. It was all worth it. Oh, hello, Beastmaster, again. Didn't I already get rid of you? Maybe I just ran past them. Oh, for God's sakes. Holy shit, it doesn't kill anyone in one hit. They always needed 2 attacks. It's amazing. Okay, but gem system out of the way. Alright. But I wanted to handle sort of a... Probably won't cover this for too long. But there was a general comment people were making of... Tail cuts themselves are fine, but not in Dark Souls. Because Dark Souls, obviously, I don't have to tell this to anyone, does not handle tail cuts the right way. Ugh. It doesn't handle them the right way, primarily because when it comes to tail cuts in Dark Souls, most of the enemies that you want to get shit from have animations that do not really correspond to having their tails cut in the first place. And I would say there's probably 3 enemies that are like this. One is Seath, obviously. The other one is Calamite, famously. And the other one, to a slightly lesser extent, would be the Sanctuary Guardian. And... I don't know. I almost get the impression that that was intentional, like Calamite and Sanctuary Guardian specifically. Seath, not so much. That it was intentional as, oh, can you get the legendary item or whatever? And they intentionally made it to be fucking shitty and irritating. I need to ignore you guys, actually. Get out of here. Your random biting maneuver. Oh, get out of here. Okay, I just need... Ugh! Just need to get over here. That's what I need. Alright. Hopefully he won't follow me down here. Which is code for he's totally gonna follow me down here. As you see, there's one more item over there. I can't quite remember how to get to it. But it does involve clearing out this area, unfortunately. Which is why I really wanted to get to this bonfire. If I can remember where the hell it even is. Boys are going to be falling through this, aren't they? I know they are. Let's just stand here for a while. But that's the gist of the comments, where that tail cuts are fine, just not in Dark Souls. And a lot of you people mention Monster Hunter. Because in Monster Hunter, enemies will even do animations where they basically just show you their ass. Like, oh, it sure would. They, like, do that pose. Like, oops, oops. Sure would be a shame if someone were to cut my asshole. Oh, you did it. Whoops, whoops. It's one of those things. It's incredibly intentional. Come on, dudes. Are you just gonna wait up there? Are you gonna abuse the system? Because I have a bow. And I have all the time in the world. All of it. Come on, fall down this way. Can they not? Are they too big? Is their hitbox actually so massive? This is so stupid. You... you dumb gay skeletons. Something about calling them gay. They're very happy skeletons. But I basically just wanted to mention that. This problem of tail cuts. Sure, you can make enemies do that. Go through their oops animations where they present you with their asses. And they basically just say, oops, you have an opportunity, they cut off my tail. Whoopsie doodle. You could do that. You could do that. Where... I'm just gonna kill you guys. Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, my sweet little angels. Okay, it's over... Oh, it's right there. Okay, okay. Yeah, you have to fall off. Oh, I hate this. I hate every modicum of what is transpiring. Oh, I shouldn't even be using that move. It's not going to kill him on one hit. It doesn't benefit me at all. Oh, he's trying to abuse that fucking quick attack. Just desperately trying to get in that one stun lock. What a bitch. What an ugly, snotty bitch. I see you, you little monsters. Haha. Crystal Ember, wow. Too bad I don't need that. Don't need it. Don't need it. I guess the idea with the randomization of those things is you use what you get. So, I very rarely use this bonfire, so I kind of am having a hard time remembering how to get to it. Especially since this area is such a mess. Jesus Christ almighty. But I really would like to sit down at it, just for the hell of it. Let's go down here. Just to see what the fuck is up. Oh, I could have just done that! What am I thinking? My brain don't work good, because I'm thinking about this other thing. But yeah, I just want to mention with that context, isn't it also a little bit dumb that if you have that system, you actually sort of have to fix the idea of the system by having... Look at this dude. That's one of those poo-poo things. He's just waiting to erupt through the ground. The developers didn't bother to conceal him by just lowering the vertices of the rock a little bit more. Lazy assholes. Isn't it a little bit silly that monsters have to do that? They have to have specific animations where they just present their assholes to you? Or they get stunned for so long that you have the ability to just walk behind them? Just for the sake of cutting off a specific body part? I guess the whole idea is to give the player this feeling of empowerment that they did it in the first place. But you can see why I would think it would be really dumb. You can see you can't even attack him. It's so dumb. So, it's fine, but you have to design enemies. You have to even make specific animations that are exclusively there just to fix that problem. All for the sake of having this cute little thing of, oh, you can cut off their, whatever, their horn, their tail, whatever. Really? They're just spawn out of the woodworks. You just have to have a very specific thing just for that cute little moment of, oh, you can cut off this one thing and it drops an item that you probably don't even really care about, but it's there in case you want it. And this also sort of leads into another conversation that I wanted to have with you guys about the concept of quote-unquote optional content. Now, I'm not a super completionist. Like, I'm not the kind of person that wants, like, every achievement. Like, I don't have every achievement in Dark Souls. Like, there's several of them where if I'm wanting to try, like, I don't run very specific magic builds, so I think I've never made a enchantment weapon or something before, or magic, I can't remember what it is, but there's like 1 or 2 achievements that I don't have, even from doing, I've gotten myself lost. There's 1 or 2 achievements that I just don't have, because I've never bothered to do them, and if I've ever actually needed it for anything like testing or just to show it off or something, then I've always just, you know, dropped it with Cheat Engine or something just to get it out of the way so I don't have to worry about going and collecting everything at that exact moment. So there's plenty of things I don't have, and, you know, most of my like completionist mentality is more with the mindset of, if it's in the game world, I'm going to try to get it. Like, if it's something that's available and there's no reason for me to not pick it up, then God, this place is a fucking maze. Then I'll try to get it that way. So I'm not super completionist. But I'm still sort of that way. So don't try to pin me on that too much. I'm also trying to be mindful in case any more beasties erupt out of the woodworks. But a lot of people have referred to tail cuts as being optional content. And this is where my criticism of a lot of players like the idea of cutting off tails, but they never actually use the system. But they still like the fact that it's there because they find the idea to be cute. And a lot of people are like that, and they will defend the system by saying, well, it's optional content, you don't have to get it. And because that's just how they treat things. They're one of these players that, like right now, I'm trying to get to that one item, and I'm trying to get to that bonfire. Why do I need to? Nope, I don't need to, but I can. Like, I can do that, therefore I'm going to attempt to. Hold on, let me... It's so weird. Is this death? No, it's not death. I think it's this. Yes. Okay. Thank God. Or no, I've already gotten the item. What am I saying? I just wanted to get this. Alright. Alright, alright. We're here. Thank God. Now I can actually think. But optional content. Yeah, people refer to that as optional content. Because a lot of players would not do like that. Like trying to find that last bonfire, even though I didn't really need to do it. I just wanted to do it. Because it's there. It's content. A lot of players will just know, well, I just need to get to Nito. So they will ignore all the enemies, they'll just run past everything, they'll see items on the ground, they won't pick them up, they'll just run straight to the boss. And they'll just keep doing that over and over again until they clear the boss. Because they just want to beat the game. They're given the objective of beat the game, and they just rush to it as fast as they possibly can. They don't care about any content along the way. They have an objective and they want to reach their objective. And the Souls games, in many ways, are designed for people that are like that. I want to make sure I wasn't sitting in anything's line of sight. Are made for people like that. Because people talk about doing Souls runs where you use a very specific weapon, or you're running a very specific build, or whatever, which doesn't make any sense to me, because every time that I play the game, it's not a completionist run exactly, but I collect and look at everything that I possibly can, because it's a video game. Like, that's the whole point. You're being given access to content, and like, even if it's like that stupid blue slab that's in the crystal caves that you have to walk across that dumb thing for. I usually won't get that because I'm not that bad about it. Jesus. Oh, well that... this one's a hole. I thought, well, I'll just roll down. No? But even something that's similar to that. If you're running a magic build, and you normally don't run magic builds or something. What if I can just jump down here since he's down here? Nah, it's not quite enough. I never tried that before. I wanted to try it. Even if you normally solve a problem using a physical damage build, and you're suddenly using a magic build, then that's a different experience. You're giving yourself a different experience by... Thanks, Beastman. Join me, won't you? For our continuing adventures. Then it's still a new experience that you get to have. So the idea of doing a run in which you completely ignore the entire game except for the core, central, bare minimum that you have to do in order to get the credits to roll, to me doesn't make any sense at all. Because you're just getting rid of all the content. Like, why are you even playing the game if you're going to do that? Like, that's usually my perception with it. And it's not a right or wrong perception, it's just how I play the game, right? Jesus Christ, look at this. Maybe I shouldn't have sat at this bonfire. But the tail cuts are sort of a symptom of that. It's something that's designed for people that play that way, that don't care about the tail cut. It's just there, and they appreciate the fact that, oh, that's a cute thing that's there, and then that's it. And even with Monster Hunter, it's the same way of, sure, you can get the tail cut, but most people don't obsess over getting 100% of the items out of a monster. They just want to kill the monster. Or maybe they want to ignore the monster completely. You know, it just depends on what they're doing. And, so to that end, most people will, if it presents itself, if the monster, like, lowers its ass to you, and it's like, oh, it sure would be a shame if you cut off my asshole, then the player will be like, oh, okay, I'll do that. And then they get the item, and like, oh, I like tail cuts. And that's the attitude. Like, that's what it's designed for. It's designed specifically for people that are like that. Whereas if it's people like me, where it's like, well, it's content, it's something that's meant to be discovered and used, why would I not get it? Because to me, it's more like a... if I don't get it, then it's a failure. Like, it's something the game expects me to do, so if I don't do it, I'm failing. Well, that's the mentality that I have with the game. And you can approach it as... Jesus. And you can approach it as, well, that's your fault, play. But I also approach it as it's also your fault for having the reverse attitude. Like, the fact that you are like that is actually ruining the game for me. It's not like the way that I am is wrong, or the way that you are is wrong, exactly. But the fact that you are like that, and the developer apparently is designing for you specifically, means that it ruins my experience. And that's where I'm coming from. So whenever you have something like a tail cut system, just don't do it. Like, I know you find it cute, because you don't have to do it, and whenever you do it, you're like, oh, that was nice, but that destroys the game experience for me. So just don't do things like that. Or if you do, just make sure that, sure, you can get the item from this monster tail cut or whatever. But, the game crashed. Oh, goody. I can't wait to reprocess that video. Okay. But as I was trying to say, I think... It takes me a few minutes to be able to reinitialize everything. Whenever that happens, I have to reprocess that video file in Handbrake, which takes like another few hours, so it just makes rendering out the video even more of a problem. It takes even more time than usual. Like, it'll probably take me 2 days to be able to get this one LP part out just because of that, because of the timing. Because I also have to make it public during a time in which people are actually awake, etc. Oh boy, here we go, more adventures already. I like how he just creeps up. Like, he doesn't excite you. Oh, I wonder if someone's over here. You know someone's over here, you little cheater. What an ass. Oh yeah, I never even did this. Not that it's going to be a problem, considering that I die in like one hit. But still. But yeah, it's like I'm not blaming you necessarily so much as I'm saying that whenever you are designing a game, there are different kinds of players. And this is just one of those cases. Like in this case, there are the players that enjoy the idea that the tail cut is there, but they never use it. And if you complain about it, they sort of flip you the middle finger and say that it's optional content. But the whole game is optional content. You don't have to play the game even. Like, everything is a potential experience that you can have. Why wouldn't you have it? Like, that's my perception. So referring to tail cuts as being optional content, to me, is... Like, I don't even read that. I just read, "fuck you, Plague." Is all I see whenever someone says something like that. Because it's someone that's not even... That's what irritates me about it. Is the person's not even using the system. It's not like, oh, I desperately want tail cuts to be in the game because I use it every time, and I love getting that tail cut. I love doing that. Because you know that the person that's saying that doesn't even do it. In fact, in many cases, they've never done it. They just like the idea that it's there. And that's what irritates me about it. Because it's that feature bargaining thing. It's people arguing for the existence of something that they don't use just because they just like the idea of it. And that's what's infuriating to me. Because it's actively ruining the game for a whole subset of players, and that group of players is enabling it for no reason other than they just like the idea. And they just like the idea of you being inconvenienced. That's what's irritating about it to me. And again, the whole game is optional content because it is a video game. Like, everything is an experience that you can have, and if you're not having it, why aren't you having it? So anyways, that's my perception of tail cuts in general. Is, sure, you can have them, but don't make it so that it's something that you can't get anywhere else in the game. Like, sure, have the Moonlight Butterfly Greatsword or whatever. The Moonlight Greatsword. Sure, you can have that. That's fine. But make sure that it's out in the world somewhere, or you can physically make it, or something. Just anything. And don't make it so that you can get it at the beginning of the game, but if you don't get that tail cut, you need to wait till the very end. Or something like that. Like if Black Knights dropped their armor in this game, but it was random like their weapons, like, actually the weapons are a great example of... It's not a tail cut, obviously, but like that Black Knight halberd or something. What if I could just run and just jump like a motherfucker? That would have been funny if I clipped him as I died. So I just like hit him in the head as I felt my death. And you just hear this, "fuck you!" And the skeleton man is just curious, what was that? That was crazy what happened. Why did I get hurt? I have a splitting headache. I can't figure out why. Oh, they are so angry. Oh, you motherfuckers. I really hate these fucking Skelebeasts. This is her official name, Skelebeasts. Did he throw a pelvis at me? Oh, these guys are such assholes. Oh, I love you, my sweet babies. Alright, let's get the hell out of here. Thank God. Think if I died any more times. They're gonna start careening over the edge of this thing, too. I hope that they can't see me through this thing. Did that crystal lizard... No, it's still there. Okay. Okay, is this... There he is, okay. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you, asshole. Why does he look sickly? He looks like he's got, like, gangrene on him or something. Oh, come on. His came out faster than mine. Fuck you too, buddy. Holy shit. That's an obscene amount of damage. But the Black Knight weapons. If the Black Knight weapons did not... If the Black Knight weapons don't drop whenever you kill the Black Knight, sort of a tail cut analog in this case. Stop! Christ! if they don't drop, you basically have to wait until the very, very, very end of the entire game to be able to use them. Try them at all. To have that experience of using them. You have to wait. You just got unlucky. That's the wrong way of doing it. Don't do that. That even ruins runs. Like there's a specific, I think it's any percent run that they do this. But you basically have to use the Black Knight Halberd because it's just the most powerful weapon that you have access to at that point. And you just have to reset the game over and over and over again if you don't get it on that run. So you play until you get to that specific Black Knight. And if that Black Knight doesn't drop that weapon, you just turn the game off and reload it and reset it. Because there's no way of getting it otherwise. Of course, that's more of a speed running issue. Really? Amazing. Off you go. Oh, I thought he was going to fly off the edge. It doesn't matter. I wonder what good old Leroy is going to drop. Get off the screen. Cracked red eye orb. Amazing. Alright, but you get the idea. You don't want to do that. You don't want to have quote-unquote optional content be something that you're punished in any way for not using. And in this specific case, how do you do? It's the same one. Because then it stops being optional content. It becomes required for players like that. And this also sort of coincides with this difficulty versus experience debate that's kind of been happening recently. I mentioned this on the podcast, actually. It's something that we talked about. That some people really, really like difficulty. And some people like the tourism aspect of the game. They just want to see content. Now, I'm not either one of those. It's a spectrum, is what it actually is. Really? Oh, he already spawned? Huh. Yeah, whatever. But it's a spectrum. Like most things on the internet, people turn it into a binary issue whenever it's not actually a binary issue. It's more of a spectrum. And in this case, the spectrum is, you know, between the aspects of difficulty and tourism. And, some people have been trying to play off the debate as if you don't like difficulty, of course, you're a skillless baby, etc. You know, one of those sort of machismo e-penis sort of debate functions. And people on the other side do the same thing of, if you like difficulty at all, then you must be some sort of try-hard esports wannabe loser. You know, that sort of thing. When neither one of those is actually the case. It's just more of a granular issue. Like most things on the internet gets turned into a binary issue. Yeah, that's where the sorcerer shit was. Did it have one more thing? Yeah, it did. It's from the lower berg. Okay, this is going to be kind of difficult. No, I should have... God damn it, tiny baby. You adorable baby. I need to go get where the white slab is. Damn, it does a lot of damage now. Oh, for fuck's sake. All these pinwheels. Have you noticed that some of them have more health than other ones do? Kind of unusual. Don't lock onto the ones behind me, you dumb slut. It's actually talking to the game and not Freeland specifically. I thought it'd be funny to call the game a slut, and then I realized, oh yeah, I'm playing a female character in mid-sentence. So we'll probably not, thank God. Alright, and one last one's over here, I'm pretty sure... Yes, okay. Wow, thank God I got that. I don't know what I would have done otherwise. Don't. Naughty pinwheel. Damn, these sweet, adorable, precious babies. Damn them to heck. But the problem with difficulty and everything. If you make a game that is obscenely difficult to appeal to that subset of players, which actually there's not that many of them that want games to be obscenely difficult. Again, granular issue. It's okay for games to be somewhat difficult. Like, I would say that people have varying perspectives on this, but I would say that Dark Souls 1, not the version I'm playing, for certain, but Dark Souls 1 Vanilla is not that hard of a game. It, became a meme, but it came out during an era in which games were very, they were extremely casual. They were trying to bring in people that did not play video games. Because prior to that, politically, games have been seen as being a very niche thing, whereas now, of course, they're the number one, money maker in the world. They eclipsed movies a long time ago. So, Dark Souls came out during this period in which everything was kind of being babified to make sure that all the people that didn't know how to play games could come in and play games. They were made to be accessible. And Dark Souls itself was being made, I wonder if I should. Probably not. Dark Souls was just being made as a normal game. It wasn't that hard. It was just normal. It's what it should be. Whereas Dark Souls 2, they pushed the, they sort of memified it. You'll die so many times, etc. Dark Souls 3 is probably the most overtly, we're trying to make a difficult game for the sake of difficulty game, and I think that worked to its great detriment, because it just makes the game overall not quite as much fun, etc., and so forth. But there are other games that are just made exclusively for the sake of it being difficult. Like boss rush games, like Titan Souls or something like that, which models itself in some ways after Dark Souls, but is made exclusively to be incredibly difficult. Games like that are unplayable for people that are not... they're not made for them. Games like Titan Souls are made for a very, very specific subset of players. And it is not for anyone else, and that's it. That's the end of it. And that's a granular issue that affects any other game, like Dark Souls itself. There are many elements of Dark Souls 3 that, for example, are made for that subset of players that want the game to be really, really hard. They want to make sure that they can't get past a boss for... Wooly is like this too. You have to try to defeat a boss 20 times to make sure that you get that rush. That's what it's for. It's not for the sake of difficulty. It's for the sake of building up this catharsis moment that you have after... It's like working up to an orgasm or something in a way, where you just bash your head against something over and over and over again until you have this moment of, oh, yeah, like that. And that's what it's for. But whenever you apply that to people that don't get that, like I don't get that, I can appreciate some elements of difficulty as long as it doesn't bash you over the head with it. Again, it's a granular issue. I'm not on I'm actually a little bit on the difficulty side of the spectrum, but I'm sort of in the middle, but whatever. But it ruins the game for those people, for people like me too. Because it becomes transparent that the game is not there to be content, the game is there to be difficulty, for the sake of those people that want to work up to their difficulty orgasm that they want to have. So, whenever you're designing, just be mindful of that, of the tail cut situation. That you can make the content that is for this group of people, that appeals to them, but you could completely ruin it for another group. And again, there's no right or wrong in that. Just be mindful that you are minimizing the amount of people that your game or that specific amount of content is appealing to, because you're trying to focus exclusively on this one subset. And it's a very difficult thing for designers to try to design for both crowds at the same time, which is a common design problem. A lot of people don't understand that. But that's what the whole tailcut thing is about. And the concept of optional content. There is no such thing as optional content. Everything is optional content. Everything is required content from that perspective. It's just a matter of how you design it so that it's accessible for everyone, which is a very difficult thing to do, and people fail at it all the time, and there's no clear-cut way of doing it correctly. It's just something to be mindful of as a designer. Okay, there's one or two more things to go over as far as content goes, but let's go ahead and get my ass kicked by Nito. And normally, I'll go ahead and tell you, this fight, normally how it works is you have to just out DPS Nito before you get overwhelmed by Skelemen. But since usually the problem is you have to heal through all the damage that you're taking. But since since they're going to be dealing more than twice the amount of normal damage that they do, it's probably not going to matter, and I'm probably just going to die. And I might not even be able to get past this. I don't know. So we'll see exactly what happens, but I'm probably just going to get my face blown through my rectum. So that I'll have like a rectum head. Nito does look nice here. He looks very menacing. Supposedly the Japanese translation of his name is such that it does overtly imply that he was the first person to die. But I think that information came from... what's his name? Wow. Took up a lot of health. Great. Great. Off to a great start. And since they see me already... Jesus. Can't even get in a hit on him. Oh, this is so much damage. Holy shit. Oh, damn. That is a lot of damage. That's a rather obscene amount of damage. I might not be able to beat him. As I am. I might have to very specifically gear myself to mitigate his specific... This is the reason why I don't like... Like, even the armor is this way. Where there's different damage types. And I can't remember what Nito specifically... It's probably magic, if I had to guess. Just straight up just magic. But the rest of the skeletons are also dealing physical damage. So I'm not sure how I'm going to deal with this. I probably won't be able to get past him today. But we'll go over one more bit of show notes here. Also, I have in parentheses at the very bottom for myself, quote, fix magic. That's one of my eventual topics, but I probably won't get to it today. But, there was one more little thing that I had that I thought up a couple of weeks ago. I haven't really developed it too much. But I was talking about Guild Wars, specifically, and how its abilities work. God, I even have to get through this, too. Like, remember, God, for Christ's sake. That's like thousands of damage they're doing. But in Guild Wars, you slot abilities. And that's mainly what... In Guild Wars 1, I'm not talking about the Guild Wars 2, because Guild Wars 2 is a bit more of a mess. And whatever, I'm not going to get into it. But I'm talking about Guild Wars 1. In Guild Wars 1, you equip a weapon. God. Enough of this. Christ. It's all the stun locking and this fidgeting that they do. But if you're a caster, you do something like you either equip a wand or you equip a staff. The weapon doesn't really have that much influence over anything. If you're, say, a warrior, then you can equip either an axe or a hammer or whatever, and you can still use generic warrior abilities, but there are other abilities that are specifically hammer ones, and other abilities that are specifically for axes, and so forth and so on. This is part of the build process. So I was thinking, this is not for Dark Souls. So don't, oh, that would work for Dark Souls. I know it wouldn't work for Dark Souls. Shut the fuck up. This is not the time to be disagreeing with me. I have this problem in real life. Like, I always try to over-explain things and to get things out as quickly as possible because I'm used to... Game crashed again. There's two things I have to re-render. Okay, I have a great idea, actually. Let's go... Actually, no, I can do it this way. Let's just warp back to the first bonfire. Let's do that. Because that seems... I don't know. The route might be trash, I don't know. Because I still have to deal with those first two jokers. But if I can get past them, maybe. I don't know how easy it's going to be. Then it might be a little bit easier than having to deal with the copy-paste squad. Let's just see how fast I can get it over there. Okay, I can get past them quickly. This group will probably aggro before I can get through. Yeah. They're so desperate for a kill. Yeah, it's going to be that group that's the problem. So I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. Which is why I did not rest at this. Because if it's going to be that much of an issue, it means I should just go back to the other one. It was a good idea, but if they're going to body block the entire doorway, there's no way for me to deal with it. It's unfortunate you can't warp this one. That's the reason why I did it that way. But anyway, I think I was saying in real life, I get irritated whenever people interrupt me, whenever I'm in the middle of a thought. Because obviously, I have too many running through my head at the same time, and I'm trying to explain myself exactly. So whenever someone interrupts me with something that I was about to... Like, I can think ahead of times, like, well, people will have this disagreement. They will disagree in the following ways. And I will make sure to get to those points before they can disagree with it so that we don't have to waste our time on it. But many people will just interrupt me, which, oh, that really gets me. Because, like, I was about to get to that, you stupid disagreeing fuck. Like, it just, oh, I don't know what it is about it. So whenever I imagine people doing that in the comments, like, hurriedly rushing to the comment, no, like, just fucking wait. Wait 2 seconds, you fucking motor mouth. Anyways. What the fuck is I talking about? Guild Wars 1. Slotting abilities. I was thinking, what if you had a Souls-type game, not Dark Souls. Yeah, I know, wouldn't work for Dark Souls. A Souls sort of game in which you had weapon customization. And this sort of goes in line with my sort of thesis paper, or whatever you want to call it, that I was writing on my theoretical Souls game. Where it's sort of a Vagrant Story style system. Where every single weapon has a head, haft... I can't remember what it is exactly. I think it's head, haft, and handle. And each one of those alters the moveset of your weapon in a certain way. And I was thinking about that, and I was thinking, well, what if I could combine it with this skill slotting ability system? So that instead of your weapon, you know, being like, you have this weapon and it has an R1 like this and has an R2 like this. Instead of that, R1 and R2 actually control different abilities, along with other, you know, obviously the other buttons as well. Maybe it could even be face buttons, I don't know. And those buttons specifically controlled abilities that you slotted as a build. Like, you would go into your menu, and instead of having, like, item slots like this, you would instead have ability slots. And you could go in and you could slot something that's like a hammer ability, like overhead that does this, or something like that. And that way you could actually alter the moveset of your weapon and also alter abilities at the same time. But it could also be controlled from a design perspective. And you could also incorporate building into a Souls-type game without it actually turning into a number crunching mess. God, can you believe he managed to bite me? God, I fucking hate this. Just turn it off. Like, no. No. I like it. I like it like this. These skeletons don't have an I'm sorry carving. And I'll go ahead and tell you, if the game crashes again, I'm just gonna stop. Like, I'm just gonna stop. There's no way for me to deal with it. What I'll probably end up doing for the next part is just making myself appear next to Nito. I don't know. What if I just roll in front of him? See, I hate this shit whenever developers put an enemy that just body blocks something. Like, oh, you have to fight him. I'm a cutie. I'm a cutie developer. I'm gonna make you do something. I hate that shit. I fucking hate it. It is the worst. Because you have to deal with it every single time. Just because the developer wanted to be a cutie. And he is a cutie. Oh, look at that. Look how much damage that is. I'm gonna... If I can access my menu, I'm gonna look and see how much damage that is that he actually took off. Because I only had like 5%, maybe even less than 5% of my health from that one attack from one enemy. Let's see. I have 1,675 health, so I was probably being left with something like 100 or 200 or something. So them dealing well over 1,000 damage with one basic attack. That's not okay. See, he one-shot He didn't even hit all of that attack. That was like just the final 2 hits, and it killed me with 1 hit. I know I'm running the mods, but even in the base game, the amount of damage that those guys do is pretty ludicrous. What if I could just go for the top? Hold on, let me try. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. You're a special boy. God, You know, even without the aggression mod, all those guys would still attack you. Like, they're still there. As long as the Gravelord is there. So you can see why they decided, maybe having Gravelords on is not a good idea for the first playthrough. Oh, that's so annoying. Rolling past them, they still... Oh, right. This doesn't work, because there's a hole here or something. Oh, no, I can do that. I think. I can circumvent that one guy, but I'm still there for the scrotum squad down here. But anyways, yeah, my idea for the... Not fixing souls, but just a different kind of souls game. Was to make it so that it was more like that. Which, you know, that's not gonna... It could create entirely new problems, but I thought it would be interesting. Because then you could focus more on... See, maybe this was not a great idea. This is just the worst. I don't like this. This is not good. It's not good. And the more that I die, the more it increases the chances of the game crashing. There's something about dying specifically that really sets the game off. It's one of the game's hot buttons. Like, how dare you? How dare you die? God damn it, I was trying to jump past them. No, you need to fight them! You need to do battle with skeleton men! Alright, I'll do battle with skeleton men. If I must. What if I can go the other way? Yeah, I know! God, I get so annoyed with them doing that one fucking attack. Now there's a guy body blocking here, too. God, there's just fucking Skelebeast doormen everywhere. But yes, I thought that idea might have merit. That maybe you can make the game so that... I don't know if you would display the abilities at the bottom. You could, I guess, if you wanted to. But maybe you could even give them cooldowns or something. If it required such. Or they... That's another thing, like magic points and stamina. It's never quite worked exactly well in Souls games. Because you always have this problem of, like, Demon Souls. You can just have infinite amounts of it. In Dark Souls, they work by this card system, so that once you run out, you just run out, and that's it forever. You can't do anything about it. And in Dark Souls 3, they have the problem of, well, you just run out of magic points. You just run out, and you have to split it between your health, and people just don't do that. Because magic is generally not particularly useful in the first place. So I've never really been impressed with that. I could swear I hear Skelebeast panting in the background. So having that sort of card system would sort of rectify some elements of that. Having cooldowns on abilities is something that would rectify it. Because if you don't want people abusing a specific spell, just give it like a 10-second long cooldown on it. And you can cast it as much as you want, you just can't just do nothing except for the soul spear, soul spear, soul spear, that shit that people do in PvP. Can't do that. So, you could handle it that way. That's another way of attempting to deal with the... Christ almighty! Oh my god! Christ! There's no way of avoiding it. I was stun locked from the moment that he chose to use that one attack. God, this is the worst. Another reason why I have all the mods on is to show what not to do in development. Like, obviously this is not the developer's fault. But, like, if someone were making, like, it's gotta be hard, and we're just gonna have enemies everywhere, and they attack really fast, and it'll be so difficult that you'll have a big orgasm whenever it's actually done. You'll actually get past it. Which, I guess some people like that. I guess some people would have a big orgasm after... This is the reason why I wanted to make sure that I had faster... God, even as I was falling... as I was falling! I took almost all of my health and damage as I was falling. Because they were already attacking. I think I was having more luck doing it the other way. of having to deal with that one doorman. Because I keep having to land there. Oh, this is rough. No! Stop! Stop using that fucking one-frame attack. Fucking coward Skelebeast. Oh, where the fuck am I? Oh, is it here? Yeah, I couldn't even remember how to get down. Oh! But yes, imagine a Souls game in which you have slotted abilities. And I know people hear cooldowns, and they're not used to playing games that are different. They're MOBA, duh, duh, duh. Oh, I don't like it whenever Plague does that and diminishes my opinion. Well, don't have a shitty opinion then. Not every game that's ever had a cooldown is a MOBA, you dumb fucking child. And I know you're all screaming it in the fucking comments, because that's the only thing that you have experience with, because you're like 10. I'm right. See, that's more not me being annoyed, it's me enjoying being annoyed and acting like I'm right, because it makes you angry. That's one of my perverse pleasures that most people don't really understand. I enjoy doing that too much, though. That's one of my human flaws. Let's hit him with some black flame. People complaining, I'm sure, you're not using that Plague. Well, it's not going to do anything. Let's use it just for the hell of it. Taste my black flame, Skelebeast. What now? What now? Oh, nothing? Because it doesn't actually do anything of great merit? See, you got past it. No, I didn't get past it. Poor Freeland, she's the subject of my ire. She's the vessel for my annoyances. But yes, imagine a game like that that had sort of a Souls format, but also had cooldowns and things of that nature. It would be interesting. I'm sure lots of people, oh, I wouldn't want to play it. That's fine, that's fine. I'm not saying that it would be better than Souls or anything like that. But it would be interesting to see it. Yeah, come on, you son of a bitch. Come on, you slutty Skelebeast. Fucking slut, I see what you're wearing. No! 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 Don't ignore the fact that I hit you and just do your fucking like 50 combo hit. God damn. God damn. Motherfucker. Okay. I'm sure that there's, like, something that I've forgotten and that people are screaming, oh, there's just a door next to you that takes you right to Nito play. You didn't know that? There isn't, but I'm sure there's gonna be something. Oh yeah, I forgot about you. Oh, right, great. Oh, the ceiling! Good. The ceiling is too low and I can't use my weapon. Good. Good. That's what I want. That's what I like. Get out of here! Doo-doo clump beast. Honestly, how rude can the Tomb of Giants be? Rude boys. Very rude doo-doo clumps. No kicks for you. No, sir. So long, Reebok Skeleton Man. Alright, we'll get this Nito fight one more attempt. Which I know is not going to work, and we'll just end it there. I thought my idea had some merit. Slotting abilities. Kind of an interesting idea. I'm not sure if it would work in the long run, though. But also tying it to, like, weapon modifications. I would have to, like, show you guys a design document on the exact way of doing it. Because I'm sure lots of people are imagining in their head how it would be designed. Like, well, this wouldn't work this way. Well, then don't do it the way that you just thought that it would work. Designing just takes a long time. It's one of the unfortunate elements of designing, is that a lot of the times you can have an idea that just pops in your head, and it sounds fine, but then people will start nitpicking, well, it wouldn't work for this and this and this. That doesn't mean that it's the final idea. Like, this goes for, like, drawing or writing or whatever else. The first draft is never the final draft. Sometimes it can inexplicably be the best solution. Like, ever so often you'll come up with something like, oh, it turned out all my other solutions that came after this were inferior to my initial idea, and that's fine. But the final form of something is never the first form it takes. So whenever people disagree with you immediately, well, that would never work. Well, obviously no. Like, it's not gonna... You're not gonna play baseball and come out on your first swing at the bat ever and hit a home run. Well, I'm just waiting for someone to come... Well, actually play. First time I ever, whenever I was 2, I hit a home run in fucking Wrigley Field. Because I'm a fucking monster badass. Haven't we already seen this? Do you really have to play it every time? Yeah, I know. We know. Wait for the horrid Nito screeching. No, 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 no. Alright. God, there is no way. There is no fucking way. Because he has way too much health now, and he's doing way too much damage. And all of his accessory skeletons are also dealing large quantities of damage. Let's actually pick up Paladin Leroy shit while we're here. It's the Dark Ember. Good for me. No, no, no. Well, this is the way it ends. This is how it ends for Freelid. That's probably what happened to Leroy over there. Oh god, you didn't even land a hit. I was gonna like land a hit and then run in circles. We'll try that. Let's... That's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna try to land in like 1 or 2 hits. Look at that big meaty Nito thigh. Okay. Let's do that. Hit and run. Usually you just try to overpower him. Okay, the skeletons are gonna reassemble here. Ah, damn it! Didn't roll away from it in time. Alright, hit and run. Because I can't just stand there. Most people will just face fucking. Really? That far away through the walls. Whatever. Well, that's a good strategy that I will not remember for the next time. So, more skeleton adventures inbound. I'm not sure what to do about this. Because this means that the opening of the next episode is going to be nothing but these skeleton runs again, which I don't want to do. I don't know. Maybe I'll just level up to level 1 billion, even though it won't matter. Because the only thing that really matters is I could increase my vitality a little bit more. Really, what it's going to come down to is I need to look up what exactly Nito's damage type is, and stop trying to play dress up for you guys with my big fancy ass, and just straight up just equip myself specifically for resistance. Which is unfortunate, but that's how it's going to have to be. Anyways, you guys feel free to counter bitch in the comments, which kind of amuses me, because it means that I get my way of making you guys angry for my perverse amusement. I love doing it. No, hold on. Sorry. I shouldn't be doing this. Alright, so I'll see you guys next time. If you have any follow-up comments, feel free. I guess I didn't really bring up anything new. We covered a lot of stuff from last time, as far as like elements of design and things like that. I'll come out with some more things. I'll have to talk about magic next time too, as far as Souls games go. Like if you're using my little ability system thing, and I have to use these fucking Firekeeper souls too. But if you're using the abilities system thing, then it wouldn't really matter, because that's one way of fixing magic. But we're not going to focus on that. If you're going to keep Souls games as they are, I guess I'll try to cover how to fix magic next time. We might talk about that.
I'm sorry.
I'm not sorry, though. Alright, see you guys next time. Time for me to re-render 2 giant-ass videos. Yay for me. Bye, Freelid.